Hello friends, myself Professor Pinkesh J. Patel from the Electrical Engineering Department from the College of Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technical Education and Research Center, Navsari. Today I am going through a subject of Power System 1 having a subject code of 3140914 BE 3rd year 5th sem. This is the flow of the contents, course details, scope and objective of the course, text and reference books, and last one, that is the chapter wise course plan. So in the first lecture we are going for the introduction of the subject. So first one, that is the course details. So name of the subject, that is the Power System 1 having a subject code 3140914. This subject having a credit of 5. Now we are going for the teaching and examination scheme. So this subject having a total of 4 lectures per week. There is not any tutorial hours. This subject having a practicals hours of 2 per week. Again having a credit of 5. Now we are going for the examination marks. So for this subject having a theory marks for the external exam having a 70 marks, and PA, that is for the mid-sem exam, having a 30 marks. Same way for the practical marks. So 30 marks, that is 10 for the external viva and 20 marks, that is for the internal marks. So total of 150 marks for this subject. Now we are going for the scope and objective of the course. So after learning this course, students should be able to compare various means of electricity generation and evaluate load curves, tariffs, structure and power factor and load power factor improvement. So in this subject we can go through a generation of electricity with the help of different type of power plant like thermal power plant, hydro power plant, nuclear power plant, gas power plant, diesel power plant, and we can go through load curves, and we can, if we can generate the electricity, then what are the different types of tariffs which is available for the electricity. There is one more parameter, that is the power factor. So what do you mean by power factor, and what is the role of the power factor inside the AC system? So if having a very low amount of power factor, so how we can improve the power factor, so that we can learn from this subject. Then second one, that is the carry out mechanical design of overhead line. So if we can go through a mechanical design of overhead line, which consists of design of towers, design of conductors, what are the different types of insulators which are used in the overhead line, what is the insulating materials, supports. So likewise all the things which is part of mechanical design of overhead line. Third one, that is the compute resistance, inductance and capacitance of overhead line and underground cables. So if we can go through a transmission line which can require resistance, inductance and capacitance. So what is the role of the inductance and capacitance inside the overhead transmission line and underground cable, so that we can again learn from these subjects. Fourth one, that is acquire knowledge about electricity supply system, substation equipment and layout and method of neutral grounding. So there are the different kind of supply system which is available inside the electrical system. So it can be classified based on the nature of the current, based on the nature of the construction, and last one, that is the construction of the connection scheme. So if we can go through a nature of the current, again can divide it into two category, DC and AC. Based on the construction wise, it can divide overhead system and underground system. and based on the connection scheme it can divide it into three categories: radial system, ring main system, and interconnected system. So all that supply system that we can learn from these subjects. Then after substation equipment, so there are the different kind of equipment that is connected inside the substation, like transformer, then isolator, then supports, and how it can be worked. And there is a one more parameter, that is the circuit breaker and relay, and how it can protecting to the whole system. So that we can learn from this subject. Now next one, that is the text and reference book. So there are the different types of book which can be used in this subject. So first one, that is the Principles of Power System by V.K. Mehta and Rohit Mehta. Second one, that is the Wind Power Technology. Third one, that is the Solar Energy by S.P. Sukhtame. Fourth one, Power System Analysis by Hadi Sadat. Next one, that is the Electrical Power System by C.L. Wadhwa. And last one, that is the Electrical Power System by S.L. Uppal. So these all are the reference book which is used for this subject. So as a suggested book, we can go through a very most important book, that is the Principles of Power System by V.K. Mehta. Next one, that is the chapter wise course plan. So in this subject, having a total of 9 chapters. First one, that is the conventional generation, load curve and tariffs. Second one, that is the introduction to wind and solar power generation. Third one, electrical supply system. Fourth one, power factor and power factor improvement of load. Fifth one, mechanical features and design of overhead transmission line. Sixth one, transmission line parameters. Seventh one, underground cables. Eighth one, that is the substation, and last one, that is the neutral grounding. So this subject having a total of 9 chapters. So now we can go through firstly step by step individual chapter. So first chapter, that is the conventional generation, load curve and tariff. So in this chapter we can learn about generation scenario in India and Gujarat. What are the different types of power plant which can be used for the generation of electricity, so that we can say steam power station. What is the schematic diagram of the steam power station? Then what are the different type of equipment which is used inside the steam power station? Then hydroelectric power station. Then schematic diagram of the hydroelectric power station. Then nuclear power station, diagram for the nuclear power station. Then gas turbine power plant, schematic diagram of the gas turbine power plant. Then comparison of various kind of power plant. Then there is a one more point, that is the load curve. What is the important terms and factors regarding to the load duration curve? Then we can go through tariffs, types of tariffs and related examples. So all that things that we can learn from chapter number 1. Now go for the chapter number 2, that is the introduction to wind and solar power generation. So from this chapter we can learn about the wind power plant, then wind turbine, then classification of the turbine, what are the different types of components which is the use inside the wind turbine, then rotation principles, then what is the torque equation, then what is the power curve, then working principle and operation characteristics of WRIG based wind turbine power plant. So all that things that we can learn from chapter number 2. Chapter number 3, that is the electrical supply system. So from this chapter we can learn about the what is the classification of the supply system, then what is the typical AC power supply scheme, that is the single line diagram for the generation of electricity, then advantages of high transmission voltages, because we have the number of voltages and out of all the voltages why people can go for the high voltage transmission line only, then the difference in between overhead and underground system, then what is the requirement of the distribution system, connection scheme of the distribution system, AC distribution system, then methods of solving AC distribution system and related examples. So that all we can learn from chapter number 3. Chapter number 4, that is the power factor and power factor improvement of load. So firstly we can go for the what do you mean by power factor. So cosine of the angle in between voltage and current, which is known as the power factor. Then what is the cases of the low power factor, then what is the disadvantages of the low power factor, then what are the different kind of techniques which can be used for the power factor improvement, then what are the different kind of equipment which can be used for the power factor improvement, then calculation of the power factor and correction, and last one, that is the most economical power factor and related examples. So that we can learn from the chapter number 4. Chapter number 5, that is the mechanical features and design of overhead transmission line, which consist of main components of the overhead line, conductor materials, the line supports, what are the different kind of insulator which can be used inside the overhead transmission line, then string efficiency, method of improving string efficiency and related examples. The next one, that is the sag in overhead lines, calculation of the sag and related examples. So that we can learn from the chapter number 5. Chapter number 6, that is the transmission line parameters. So if we can go through a transmission line which consists of line resistance, inductance, and if we can go through a inductance, having a inductance of a single phase lines, then flux linkages in terms of self and mutual inductances, then inductance of 3-phase transmission line, symmetrical spacing, asymmetrical spacing, inductance of 3-phase double circuit lines and related examples. Same way in terms of capacitance, line capacitance, capacitance of single phase lines, capacitance of 3-phase line, effect of bounding, capacitance of 3-phase double circuit, then effect of earth on the capacitance and related examples. So all the things that we can learn from chapter number 6. Now go for the chapter number 7, that is the underground cable. So firstly we can learn about the underground cables, then what is the construction of the cables, what are the different kind of insulating materials which can be used for the cables, then classification of the cables, cables for 3-phase service, insulation resistance of a single core cable, capacitance of a single core cable, then dielectric stress in single core cable, most economical conductor size in cable which can be given by Kelvins, then measurement of core to core and core to earth capacitance and related examples. So that we can learn from the chapter number 7. Chapter number 8, that is the substations. So from this chapter we can learn firstly what do you mean by substation, then classification of the substation, then transformer substation, then pole mounted substation, then underground substation, what are the different kind of equipment which is used in the substation, then bus bar arrangement in the substation, terminal and through substation, key diagram of 66 to 11 kV substation and 11 to 400 kV indoor substation. So that things that we can learn from the chapter number 8. Chapter number 9, that is the neutral grounding. So firstly we can learn about the what do you mean by neutral and grounding, then advantages of neutral grounding system, what are the different types of method for the neutral grounding, solid grounding, resistance grounding, reactance grounding, resonant grounding, voltage transformer earthing and grounding transformer. So all that things that we can learn from the chapter number 9. So this is the chapter wise course plan for this subject. Now we are going for the list of experiment. So this subject having a total of 11 experiment. First one, that is the survey of generation scenario and power plants of Gujarat. What are the different types of power plant which is locating in the Gujarat, and what is the capacity of individual power plant inside the Gujarat? So that we can learn from the chapter number 1, experiment number 1. Experiment number 2, that is the survey of different type of power plant of India to observe the power and energy supply by them daily, their rates of energy and daily schedule. So that we can study from the experiment number 2. Third one, that is the plot of VI and PV characteristics of solar panel. Fourth one, that is the simulation of three-phase system with three-phase balance load with neutral grounded. And fifth one, that is the simulation of three-phase system with three-phase load, effect of unbalanced load on the voltage of phases without neutral grounded. So for that we can go through a MATLAB, in which we have to make a programming, and with the help of programming we can done this simulation. Experiment number 6, that is the write a program to calculate string efficiency of string of insulating disc for voltage levels up to 400 kV. Seventh one, that is the write a program for calculating the line inductance for different conductor configuration and dimensions. Experiment number 8, to write a program for calculating line capacitance for different configuration and design of line. And 9 that is the write a program for calculating sag of transmission line under different loading condition. 10th one, prepare layout of substation for a given bus arrangement and given voltage rating with all necessary equipments. And last one, that is the write a program for calculating the voltage drop in a radial AC feeder. So all the whatever the simulation and program that so for that we can go through a MATLAB software, in which firstly we can select the M file, in which we can try to write a program, and with the help of that program we can get the result. So this is regarding to the list of experiment which is the part of this subject. So in this subject we can learn mostly regarding to the how we can generate the electricity, then what are the different types of parameter which is the part of the transmission line, then what is the different kind of supply system which is available in terms of electricity, then transmission line parameter, then underground cable and substation. Likewise all the theory and all the study that we can learn from all the study that we can done in this subject only. Thank you.